Hello. In continuation with the chapter circle, now today we'll have to discuss some questions of exercise 10.4 and some remaining theorems. But before going there, just let me remind some theorems which we have already discussed and we have proved because these theorems and their statement results will be used in the coming exercise. So that is number one. Theorem number one is equal chords of a circle subtend equal angle at the center, and it's vice versa. Converse is also true. That means if two chords are subtending equal angles at the center, they are equal in length. These are two theorems. Number three, perpendicular from center to chord bisect the chord in a circle. And number four, line joining the center of a circle to the midpoint of the chord is perpendicular to the chord. And one theorem which we have discussed that there is one and only one circle can pass through three non-collinear points. So with the help of these statements and their results of the theorems, we'll have to solve some questions of exercise 10.5, 10.4. 10.4. Question number 1 is given two circles of radii 5 centimeter and 3 centimeter intersect at two points and the distance between their centers is 4 centimeter. Find the length of the common chord. Okay, that is a simple question. I think you can solve it. But at the time of making a diagram, drawing a diagram, you should be very careful because both the diagrams, the circles are intersecting and the point is coming at I think the answer will be coming 8. That means the distance is 4. Direct we are using Pythagoras theorem in it. 5 and 3, two sides are given. One side is coming 4. Double of 4, that is 8. Okay. One question is, if two equal chords of a circle intersect within the circle, prove that the segment of one chord are equal to the corresponding segments of other chord. Okay. What is the question? If two equal chords of a circle intersect within the circle. Okay. So this is question number 2 I am taking here. If two equal chords of a circle, exercise 10.4, question number 2. Question is, two equal chords of a circle intersect within the circle. Prove that the segment of one chord are equal to the corresponding segment of other chord. Okay. Two equal chords of a circle. These are two equal chords, AB, CD. It is given that AB is equal to CD. Okay, that is given, and we are going to prove that the segment of one chord are equal to corresponding segment of another chord. Okay, this is P, O is the center. So actually what we are going to prove that AP is equal to DP and CP is equal to BQ. There are two parts of the chord, AP and BP, and it is DP and CP. So we are proving that they are equal. Okay, given to prove AP is equal to DP and PC is equal to PB. Proof. Okay. O is the center in circle COR, radius R, center O. Okay. I can join from O to A and O to B. Right? Here what should be done? Going to draw one perpendicular here. And second perpendicular is here. Okay. Don't join from here, otherwise you'll get confused in it. Only drawing two perpendiculars. Okay. One is this, second perpendicular is that. Okay. And after that, I am going to join from O to P. Join from O to P. Okay. In construction also we can write here P, it is Q and that is R. So in construction I can write here construction join O to P and draw OQ perpendicular on AB, OR perpendicular on CD. It's okay. So first of all, triangle OQP and triangle ORP, we are proving both the triangles are congruent. In triangle OQP and triangle ORP. Okay. OQP is equal to angle ORP. Proving both the triangles are congruent. One is OP is equal to OP common. OP is equal to OP common. That is one. Second one is OQP angle OQP is equal to angle ORP, each 90. We have proved one angle 90, this is 90, it is common, okay? And any other OQ is equal to OR. This is OQ is equal to OR. They are also equal. Let me tell you how is it. OQ is equal to OR because AB is equal to CD, it is given. One theorem is equal chords of a circle are equidistant from the center. Equal chords of a circle are equidistant from center. Okay. So now what happens? 90 degree, one common one. So by RHS congruency rule, triangle OQP is congruent to triangle ORP. Okay. Therefore, by CPCT, corresponding parts of congruent triangle, may I write QP is equal to PR. It's okay. QP is equal to PR. So clear? After that, since OQ is perpendicular and OB, perpendicular from center to chord, bisect the chord. That means this is AB is equal to 2 of AQ. Okay. AQ is equal to twice AQ is equal to AB, because it is a perpendicular and perpendicular bisect the chord. So OQ is perpendicular on AB, that means AQ is equal to 1 upon 2 AB, or I can write here twice AQ is equal to AB. And same condition here, CR is equal to DR is equal to double of DR is equal to CD. Is that okay? Double of AQ is equal to AB and double of DR is equal to CD. Because it is also a perpendicular, it is bisected. So that means AB, since AB is equal to CD, therefore 2AQ is equal to 2DR by these two equations. So directly I write here AQ is equal to AR. So AQ is equal to DR. What to write here? AQ is equal to DR. That means we have proved AQ and DR both are equal. After that, since already we have proved that QP is equal to PR. So in this, AQ plus QP is equal to DR plus PR. That means I have added both sides, one side QP and second side PR, because both are equal, we can add it. AQ plus QP, it becomes AP is equal to DR plus PR is equal to DP. Proved? So this we wanted to prove that AP is equal to DP. And since it is given that AB is equal to CD, so AB minus AP is equal to CD minus DP. Then what happens? AB minus AP, it is PB or BP, and it is CD minus DP, PC. Okay, so that means both the terms are proved. One is AP is equal to DP and second is BP is equal to PC. Okay, so what I have done here, these two small triangles I have proved congruent by RHS congruency, and after that QP is equal to PR, because this AQ is half of AB and this DR is half of CD. So these two portions are added here and we are getting that AP is equal to DP. And AP will be subtracted from AB and this is DP will be subtracted from CD. Then we are getting these two parts are equal. Okay. So that is the proof of question number 2. Now from this exercise I want to take a question. This is 10.25, question number 4 I am taking here. Question number 4. In fourth question there are two concentric circles. Do you know the meaning of concentric circles? Two or more circles, they are having one center. That means they are having common centers or concentric circles. So there are two concentric circles here. Number 4. Fourth question is, if a line intersect two concentric circles with center O, A, B, C, D, prove that AB is equal to CD. Okay. Two concentric circles here. The meaning of concentric circle, what does it mean? Two or more circles, their center is common O. Let O be the center of both the circles. And this is the common chord. Can't say common chord, actually A, B, C, D. This is a line which is passing through both the circles. Okay. Here you can see that in a small circle, BC is a chord, and in the big circle, AD is the chord. And here we are going to prove that, to prove AB is equal to CD. AB is equal to CD. This portion we are going to prove it. Okay. Construction. In construction, what should I do? Through point O, draw one perpendicular OP. Draw OP perpendicular on AD. OP perpendicular on AD. And joining these. Okay. Join O to A, O to B, O to C and O to D. Okay. Proof. What we have to prove here? AB is equal to CD. For proving AB is equal to CD, in small triangle, okay. Again, let me remind you a theorem: perpendicular from center to chord bisect the chord. It is a perpendicular, okay. In a small circle, OP is perpendicular on BC. And if it is a perpendicular, then it will bisect. So I write here BP is equal to PC. Equation number 1. In small circle, in big circle. big circle. Or we can use inner circle and outer circle. Okay, anything else? Again, OP is perpendicular on AD. OP is perpendicular on AD. Therefore, when I write here AP is equal to B, AP is equal to PD. It is equation number 2. And for both, what is the reason? For equation number 1 and for equation number 2, the reason is perpendicular from center to chord, perpendicular from center to chord bisects the chord in circle. Okay, this is the reason for both equation number 1 and 2. Subtract second from first. So it is coming AP minus BP is equal to PD minus BP. What I have written here? OP perpendicular to BC, that means BP is equal to PC. PC will be coming here. PD minus PC. AP minus BP. AP minus BP. What is left? AB is equal to PD minus PC. PD minus PC. What's left? CD. So it is proved AB is equal to CD. Okay. Right. After that, now in 5th and 6th, I am taking 2 questions. I am taking one of the questions out of the 2. There are 2 questions of the same type. Question number 5th I am taking. 3 girls, Resma, Salma and Mandeep, are playing a game by standing on a circle of radius 5 centimeter. Okay, sorry, circle of radius 5 meter. 3 girls, Resma, Salma and Mandeep, are playing a game by standing on a circle of radius 5 meter. Question number 5. This is a playground. Resma, Salma and Mandeep. These are 3 girls. And radius of the circle is 5 meter. Drawn in a park. The Resma throws a ball to the Salma, Salma to Mandeep and Mandeep to Resma. If the distance between the Resma and Salma and between the Salma and Mandeep is 6 meter each, what is the distance between the Resma and Mandeep? Resma, Salma and Mandeep. This is the position. Resma, here is Salma, and that is Mandeep. Okay. Resma to Salma and Salma to Mandeep. And radius of this circular park is equal to given 5. Oh. Radius of it is a 5 meter. Radius of this circular park is 5 meter. And the distance between Resma to Salma and Salma to Mandeep is equal to 6 meter. Okay. 5 meter park, Resma throws a ball to Salma, Salma to Mandeep. And if the distance between the Resma and Salma, between Salma and Mandeep is 6 meter each. This is 5 meter. And it is 6. Here is also 6 meter. Okay. The diagram is clear. Diagram is clear. There are 3 girls. Resma, Salma, Mandeep. Initial I have written here. Resma, Salma and Mandeep. They are sitting on the circumference of a circular park. The radius of the circular park is 5 meter. Girls are sitting in such a way that the distance between she is throwing the ball to her, and distance, direct straight distance from R to S, Resma to Salma is equal to 6 meter and Salma to Mandeep is equal to 6 meter. Okay. And the radius of the circular park is 5 meter. And we are going to find the distance between Resma to Mandeep. So this point, suppose it is P, where they are intersecting. Okay, here total is 5. I will consider, suppose distance between P to S is equal to x. Then what is the distance between P to O? 5 minus x. Is that okay? So I'll consider, let PS is equal to x meter. Therefore, PO is equal to 5 minus x meter. Got it? And here, because the 6 meter, it becomes an isosceles triangle joining from O to S. So this OS will be perpendicular to RM. OS will be perpendicular to RM. Or in other words, I can understand, or I'll tell you one thing, that if you are going to join O to S and this S point is taking in such a way that it is a perpendicular 6 meter here and 6 meter here, placing R, M and R. Okay. So that means there are two triangles and both the triangles are right angle triangle. Which two triangles? First I am taking in triangle RPO. Triangle RPO. Which triangle? RPO. Because the radius of this circular park is 5 meter, and radius, you know that all the radii are same. So in this triangle I am using Pythagoras theorem in triangle RPO by Pythagoras theorem. Then we are getting RO square. RO square is equal to RP square plus PO square. RO square, 5 square, is equal to RP square plus PO square, that is 5 minus x square. 5 5 is 25, is equal to RP square plus A minus B whole square. 5 5 is 25 plus x square minus 10x. Okay, that means RP square is equal to 25 cancel, both the terms cancel, RP square will be shifted here, 10x minus x square is equation number 1. Now taking another question, another right angle triangle, triangle RS in triangle RSP. Now in triangle RSP, once I have taken this triangle, second is this one. Okay, in triangle RSP, since it is a 90 degree, then it is also 90. RS square is equal to RP square plus PS square. RS square, 6 square, is equal to RP square. RP square plus PS square, PS, that is x square. So it is 6 6 is 36 minus x square is equal to RP square. It is equation number 2. Why 1 and 2? Why 1 and 2 we have? It is also RP square, it is RP square, both the terms are same. So we can write here 10x minus x square is equal to 36 minus x square. Is that okay? Equation number 1, RP square is equal to that term. Here is RP square is equal to 36 minus x square. Both can be compared. X square cancel. 10x is equal to 36. Therefore, x is equal to 36 upon 10. That means it is coming 3.6. The value of x is equal to 3.6. 3.6 can be substituted in equation number 1 or 2. Why? Simple equation I am taking here, 2 by 2. 36 minus x square. Okay. 36 minus, see, second 36 minus x square, it is coming here 10x minus x square, 36. Okay. 10x minus x square is equal to 36 minus x square, cancel. X is equal to 36 upon 10. So here it is coming 36 minus x square, 36 minus 3.6 square is equal to RP square. Okay. 36 is 6 square minus 3.6 whole square is equal to RP square. I can use here term A square minus B square, A plus B, A minus B, A plus B. 6 plus 3.6 and 6 minus 3.6 is equal to RP square. Okay. So it is 9.6 and this is 10 minus 6, 4, 5 minus 3, 2.24 is equal to rp square. Okay, so that means rp square is equal to, may I write 96 into 24 upon 100. When you remove the decimals, 9.6, 96 upon 10, 2.4, 24 upon 10. Okay, 96 and 24. I will multiply it by 96 multiplied by 24. 96 into 24. 6 4 are 24. Let me tell you the way of multiplication. If you are having two-digit number, then how to multiply directly. 6 4 6 are 24. 2. Now we'll cross multiply here and here. 9 4 are 36 and 6 2 are 12. So it is coming 48. 48 plus 2 50. 0 carry 5. 9 2 are 18. 18 plus 5 23. 2304. Okay. 2304 upon 100. RP square. And you know that 2304. 2304. Let us see whether it is a perfect square of any number, yes or no. 4 4 is 16. Is 7. 1 pair is carried here. 8. After that, 8. 8 8 is 64. 8 8 is 64 plus 6, 70. 48. So that means, may I write here, RP is equal to, it is 48 square upon 10 square. So 48 upon 10, 4.8 meter. So the value of RP is equal to, 4.8 meter, because we are going to find the value of RM, distance between R to M. So RM is equal to 4.8 multiplied by 2. What is coming? 8 2 is 16, 4 2 is 9.6 meter. So that means the distance between Resma and Mandir is 9.6 meter. Okay. Now we'll have to discuss some more questions which are left. After that, 10.6. I think two more questions which we have not discussed. Just let me tell you. I have written you one theorem. Equal chords are equidistant from the center. That is one. We have used this theorem statement. Equal chords of a circle are equidistant from the center, and its vice versa is also true. That means if two chords which are equidistant from the center, they must be equal in length. Okay. Now we are coming on theorem 10.8, which is very important theorem, which is treated as a backbone of this chapter. Theorem 10.8. Theorem 10.8. Theorem 10.8, which is angle subtended by an arc at the center. Angle subtended by an arc at the center. Angle subtended by an arc at the center is twice the angle subtended by it at any point on remaining part of a circle. This is the statement, theorem 10.8. Angle subtended by angle subtended by an arc at the center. Angle subtended by an arc at the center is twice the angle subtended by it at remaining part on the circle. Okay, by diagrams we'll have to understand it. This is a circle. Okay. This is an arc. Suppose we have taken arc. There are three conditions: minor arc, major arc, semi arc, anything else, but there is no problem at all. Arc is arc. So AB, I have taken AB is an arc. Now look at the first line. Angle subtended by an arc at the center. This AB is an arc and angle is subtended by it at the center. That means which angle? We are talking about this angle which is subtended at the center. This is the angle which is subtended at the center. Okay. This angle. And they are saying that the angle subtended by an arc at the center is twice the angle subtended by it at remaining part of the circle. Arc AB, what is the remaining part? Remaining part is BA. That means by this arc, if any angle is subtended at remaining part, suppose here this angle is subtended, AB, O, this is O, and here is suppose C. Okay. Or I can write here. For proving, I will take C here, so that we'll have to draw one line. By the way, C can be drawn anywhere. There is no problem at all. Okay. This angle is C. This angle is C. Okay. Theorem is clear, its statement and circle, everything is clear. Angle subtended by an arc at the center is twice the angle subtended by it at remaining part of the circle. Angle subtended at the center by an arc is twice, this angle will be twice, to angle subtended by it at remaining part of the circle anywhere. So this angle we are going to prove that angle AOB to prove angle AOB is equal to twice angle ACB. Angle AOB is twice angle ACB. This we are going to prove. It's okay. In construction, simply we are going to join from C to O and produce it to, suppose, P. Okay. Construction. In construction, join C to O and produced it to P. Okay. Join C to O and produce it to P. Okay. Produce it to P. Angle AOP, since OC is equal to OA, since OC is equal to OA, they are radii, all are equal. Since OC is equal to OA, and as you know that angles opposite to equal sides of a triangle are equal. So OA is equal to OC, they are equal. That means their opposite angles are equal. So when I write here, since OC is equal to OA, that means angle OCA is equal to angle OAC. OCA is equal to OAC is equal to, suppose, X. It's okay. What is the reason? Angles opposite to equal sides of a triangle are equal. Okay. And similarly, OB is equal to OC. OB is equal to OC. Radii. Therefore, angle OCB is equal to angle OBC is equal to, suppose, y. So this angle I have taken as y and it is y. Got it? Now what happens? Angle AOP, this is an exterior angle of triangle AOC. In triangle AOC, this angle is exterior angle. And you know that exterior angle is equal to sum of two interior opposite angles. Exterior angle is equal to sum of two interior opposite angles. So my right here angle AOP is equal to angle x plus angle x, 2x, okay, and angle BOP is equal to angle y plus angle y, that is 2 angle y. If I am going to adding both of them, angle AOP plus angle BOP is equal to 2x plus 2y, okay. AOP plus BOP is sum of these two angles which makes angle AOB. So angle AOB is equal to 2x plus y. X plus y, that means angle ACB. Okay. So this is the proof, angle AOB is equal to twice of angle ACB. Got it? Some reasons are left there. They are writing the exterior angle theorem, and this theorem already I have written here. So in the reason you can write this. So friends, this is the theorem. So as I told you, the backbone of this chapter, circuits, very important theorem. Angle subtended by an arc at the center is twice the angle subtended by it at remaining part of the circle. Okay, this is, and some corollary or some supplement part of this theorem. One theorem through the diagram we can understand, that is, angles on the same segment of circle are equal. What is it? Angles on the same segment of circle are equal. And one is angle on a semicircle is a right angle. Okay. By the way, in the book there are three parts given: case 1, case 2 and case 3. First time they have taken AB as a minor arc, then AB is a semi arc, and after that AB is major arc. But you know that the procedure is the same as whatever the arc you are taking, you can treat it any arc, it is minor, major or semi, and same reason is coming, same result is coming. Okay. So not necessary to use part 1, part 2 or case 1, 2 and 3. You can take AB, simply you write here AB is an arc of a circle. Okay. So this AB is an arc, this arc may be of any type of arc. Minor arc, major arc or semi arc. It is true for all. Okay. Next theorem on the basis of that one, that means we can draw the result from this theorem 10.8. Angles on the same segment of circle are equal. Suppose this is AB is an arc and this angle, these all the angles which are forming on the same segment of circle are equal. Are they equal? Yes or no? Yes, they are equal. Suppose O is the center. So you know that this angle is double of that one, this angle is double of that one, and this angle is double of that one. So what does it mean? All these angles are equal. So one statement you will remember, angles on the same segment of circle are equal. Next one, angles on the semicircle of a circle are, angles on a semicircle is a right angle. Okay. O is a center, A, B. Angle on a semicircle is a right angle. What is the measurement of this angle? Because it's a straight line, the measurement of it is 180 degree. Using theorem 10.8, this angle is 180 degree, angle subtended by the remaining part will be the half of it. So it is 180. What is this? It is 90 degree. Okay. So that means the angle on a semicircle is a right angle. Always, because this is a straight line, semicircle, what does it mean? One angle is 180 degree. So if it is a 180 degree, that is 180 degree, it is 90. 180, it is 90. If this angle is 180 degree, it is 90. That means angles on a semicircle is right angle. Okay. And next one is One is sum of either pair of opposite angle of a cyclic quadrilateral is 180 degree. Theorem 10.10 is also one theorem. Let me explain you what is it. If a line segment joining 2 points subtend equal angle at the set at the 2 points. This is a statement of this theorem. If I am explaining this, what is the meaning of AB is a line segment and which is subtending equal angle at the same side. This AB is subtending equal angle at the same side by 2 points like this. A, B, C, D. AB is a line segment which is subtending equal angle on the same side of this AB. Okay. Then these 4 points 1, 2, 3, 4, that means A, B, C, D, these are the points are cyclic. The points are cyclic. What do you understand the meaning of cyclic? That means all those 4 points which are lying on the circumference of circle. If 4 points are lying on the circumference of circle, that means 4 points are treated as a cyclic. All these 4 points are cyclic. Okay. So what is the statement of the theorem? If there's a line segment, AB is a line segment and 2 angles are forming on the same side, angles are equal, then these 4 points are cyclic. Okay. And one is sum of either pair of opposite angle of a cyclic quadrilateral is 180 degree. What is it? Sum of either pair of opposite angle of a cyclic quadrilateral is 180 degree. This is also one of the important theorem. Sum of either pair of opposite angle of a cyclic quadrilateral. Cyclic quadrilateral, that means the quadrilateral whose 4 vertices lie on the circumference of circle is called cyclic quadrilateral. It is a cyclic quadrilateral. ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral. O is the center of circle. Okay. And we are proving that A plus C is equal to 180 and B plus D is equal to 180 degree. It's very simple proof. Join A to O and O to C. Is that okay? Now come to the theorem 10.8. Angle subtended by an arc at the center is twice the angle subtended by it at remaining part of the circle. OA and OC, suppose AC is an arc. AC is an arc. So that means this angle is double of that one. This angle is x. What is the value of it? It is 2x. Angle subtended by an arc at the center is twice the angle subtended by it at remaining part of the circle. Okay. Now second time you are taking arc CA. CA is an arc. Angle subtended by an arc at the center. This angle is twice the angle subtended by it at remaining part of the circle. So if this angle is y, what is the value of this? It is 2y. Since this is the complete angle and the value of complete angle is 360, so may I write here 2x plus 2y is equal to 360. 2x plus 2y is equal to 360. 2 common, x plus y is equal to 360. Therefore, x plus y is equal to 360 upon 2. That means it is 180. X plus y is equal to 180. That means angle B plus angle D is equal to 180 degree. Same as A plus C is equal to 180 degree. Using the same thing, if you can join from O to B and O to D. Okay. Right. So this is also one of the theorems. Sum of either pair of opposite angle of a cyclic quadrilateral 180. It's a vice versa. Converse part is also true. If a quadrilateral having their opposite angle sum is 180 degree, this quadrilateral must be a cyclic quadrilateral. Okay. So friends, these are all the theorems of this chapter, circle. Now one last exercise left. We are discussing of this exercise. Exercise 10.5. Okay. But before going to the exercise 10.5, once again let me repeat all the statement of the theorems. Okay. So in this exercise 10.5, I think there are many questions. We'll have to discuss many. There are 12 questions in it. Okay. So in my next lecture, we'll have to discuss this exercise 10.5, and you remind all these 12 or 13 theorems, because these theorems will be used in solving question of exercise 10.5. Okay. So wait for my next lecture based on circle, and that would be a part 3, in which we'll have to discuss exercise 10.5. Okay. Till then, bye. Thank you.